Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chelsea with Embody Empress, and this is a general reading, so please just take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want to get centered in your breath, get connected to me now. In this moment, I've already called upon our angels and guides and those who assist us for our highest and greatest good to bring us the messages we most need to hear. I'm feeling some fun energy, or it's about love, or it's about pleasure, enjoying yourself in a way that feels either brave or playful, or you're stepping into a leadership role, or it's just very warm and generous feeling. But so yeah, you might be really inspired right now when it comes to this area of your life. Maybe connecting to a dream or a fantasy when it comes to this. So there might be elements of illusion or confusion. Or just a fear of change when it comes to what this will bring into your life. If you like really go after a dream, or if you really embrace this, you know, living life in this way or in a new role, like full-heartedly, that's how it feels. Okay, so let's see. So we have the man and the crossroads. So the man is connected to action, fatherhood, being a protector, a provider. It's also about empowerment, confidence, strength, and also leadership. So that's no surprise there. With the crossroads, this is about having to make a decision, or having, especially with the man, having to take some kind of step here, because you could be at a place where you feel stuck or confused when it comes to what you want in this area, and you're just at this point where you have to make a decision or a choice to shake up the energy, or maybe you have many opportunities coming in at once and you have to choose. But again, there might be some sort of fear coming up surrounding this, a fear of change, a fear of going into the unknown, needing a plan. Also, there could be some sort of physical, emotional, or spiritual blockage. So we'll tap in to see what they want to talk about when it comes to this. Yeah, well, we have the Nine of Swords, so definitely a blockage within the mind. There could be some anxious thoughts surrounding this, or just a lot of thinking in terms of like trying to figure something out, or control something, or strategize a way forward, plan something, or there's some sort of level of illusion or confusion that you're trying to figure out through going towards whatever this is. Let's see. There could be a lot of fears or doubts coming up surrounding a choice. We have Justice, Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So justice is about balance. It's about equal, fair, equal give and take. I feel like what they're telling me here is there has to be some sort of level of balance within the mind, and some sort of release of things that you're holding on to in terms of expectations or attachments with the Ten of Wands. Also, somebody could be receiving some sort of harmony or balance, or a clarity when it comes to a direction they're choosing. And with the Ace of Pentacles, that's a physical opportunity or a physical seed that you're investing, some sort of plan. Let's see. Taking kind of a step here. We have Eight of Wands. So yeah, using your energy to really like nourish this investment or this seed or whatever it is that you're trying to create here with the Ace of Pentacles, or taking action with an opportunity. With the Four of Pentacles, it's about stability. It's about, I'm also getting this energy of what that means to you. What does stability mean to you? What are your fears when it comes to your stability, especially when it comes to like finances or home or your body? But I do get the sense that you are meant to release something here and then start to really act on a certain opportunity or choice. And that is going to bring stability in an area that you wish it to. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. Do I have room for one more? Let me see. No, not really. Okay. With the Justice card, I feel like you are at a time of sort of weighing things out, finding harmony about this part of your life, and when it comes to pleasure, joy, love, and releasing the past when it comes to that as well, and really having to discern the truth when it comes to what you're experiencing now in that area of your life. And where there may have been illusions before, or ways in which you were holding yourself back from this area of your life in the past. With the Queen of Cups, there's this place that you're getting to of emotional maturity, or compassion, or creative understanding, or this place that where you're ready to open up and share your love in a way. And seeing where maybe you had a wall up with that in the past, if that's the case. Ultimately, I feel this movement forward. Okay? Especially, you have to make a choice here, though, with the man in the crossroads. There has to be some sort of step that you take that is sort of claiming that you are, in fact, choosing something here when it comes to your pleasure, love, or enjoyment, or even doing something that you will find to be fun or entertaining. Like there's this taking some sort of accountability and action to do this, and releasing yourself from the restrictions of the mind and any burdens that are weighing you down, and really investing in some sort of opportunity, or this could even be saving to go on a trip for some of you, or concentrating on something with the Eight of Wands that is you're building in the physical with the Ace and Four of Pentacles. But again, with the Queen of Cups, this is very much connected to your heart, how you feel, your emotions, your creativity, your love. It requires patience. Okay, what's the Nine of Swords? Okay, we have graceful persistence. So I think you have been really, working with doubts and fears, releasing yourself from maybe negative mindsets or limiting beliefs from the past. And then, just sort of gracefully moving forward towards your happiness, because I think that there was a part where you had to recognize that you weren't happy, you weren't fulfilled in some way. And so it required you to take action to choose it. And since then, I just feel like you've been continuously moving forward with grace when it comes to that. Yeah, and it's required, I think this choice, or the choice you're about to make, I don't know where you're at in the timeline, but it's requiring a certain level of independence or doing something alone, but also this upheaval in your life. Things changing, things falling away, and you opening up to new opportunities. And whether you're just doing that now or you've been doing that for a while, there's this level of harmony that you are getting to, or that you're going to get to, from these major changes that are a reflection of your choice to be happy. Okay. We have overcoming obstacles with the Goat and the Willow. Yeah, especially when it comes to you taking accountability for your, or authority over your life, or when it comes to you stepping up into a leadership position, or just standing very powerfully in your energy. You're really making your way, and it's about you're overcoming obstacles that held you back in the past. And it really feels like things that you had been holding on to energetically that were causing these limiting beliefs. And so those things are starting to fall away as you gracefully move forward. Okay, we have intuition. And so, yeah, I feel like you're really trusting how you feel or where your intuition is guiding you when it comes to what you want to experience in this life, or where you want to invest your energy. And there's this level of mystery where you don't fully know what's going to come of making this big choice or why you made this choice, but there's this trust to go forward and, yeah, sort of be determined to use your willpower to see something through here. Okay, we have confidence, and you're building your confidence along the way. I feel like there was ways where you were being shy, or maybe you were dimming your light in the past, not fully revealing yourself or your truth. And so there is some sort of journey being reflected here of regaining your confidence and, going on a journey to self-love, or being confident in an ability if you were working towards some sort of, whether it be your health, your body, or like some sort of creative endeavor or business. There's something about you building confidence around what you've been focusing your energy towards. Okay, we have mischief. I love that because there's it's like you're getting to a place, or you're going to be getting to a place where you achieve some level of stability and confidence within where you're at, whether that be within your finances or your creativity, your business, or just like your confidence in yourself and who you are. And there's this certain level of like mischievousness that's coming through to get you to play, to get you to open up even more deeply into where this could be taking you. Where Spirit's trying to take you through, guiding you towards some sort of dream. Yeah, and then we have happiness. So there's definitely things at play here to get you to really enjoy and feel fulfilled in some kind of way. But it's taking the time that it takes, because I feel like there's this healing process happening in the middle of all this. And I don't know, there's this energy that you're awakening to play with the energy of the universe and to play with others and to open your heart to being silly and share your generosity, your warmth, your energy in a way that makes you feel happy. And I see that you're making your way towards that through your choices, through the steps that you're taking. So if there's any feelings of feeling stuck or there's fear of change, really open up into the moment of what you would really love to experience and how you could step towards that, or what you can do in this moment to do what you can control, and give it the rest to Spirit. Okay, so we have full moon. Yeah, something's becoming clear here. You're closing out some kind of cycle where you're understanding or seeing something a little more clearly than you did before. Okay, we have message. Yeah, I'm getting this in a sense that I'm hearing Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. I'm getting this in a sense that it's like you're connecting more to your purpose and the living in purpose and the reason behind what it is that we do, and the importance of doing it in a way that we enjoy. Also, somebody could have received a message, or something happened within their life that caused a major upheaval. But there's something about this, even if it was difficult at the time, it's something about this that's bringing balance into your life, or there's something about it that is an answer to your prayer with the justice. Because the justice is about universal law. and that everything has a cause and effect, and what we put out we get back. So if we're wanting something more and we're sending that message to the universe will reflect back to us opportunities to take to get to a place of harmony in that specific area of our life. Now, if we don't take those opportunities, sometimes the universe forces us to do it. Okay? By like, we lose our job, or there's a big breakup, or there's a health scare, or there's something huge happens, some like major part of our stability gets taken away. This is a reflection of like the universe kind of pushing us into the direction that it knows that it wants us, our hearts want us to go, our soul knows it should be. So however this has happened with you, there was definitely something that came through that happened in your life that sparked this change. Okay, we have the new moon. So now you're in the process of manifesting. You're in the process of like really understanding what fulfillment means to you, and what it is that you do want out of pleasure or joy or fun or love. And so through your healing process and your integration process from your past cycle, and gathering the wisdom from your experiences, and healing from the relationship wounds and any kind of difficult lessons or mistakes, you're starting to also weave your future into what you want that to feel like when it comes to what you didn't feel like you were getting in the past cycle. Okay, we have good fortune. So obviously some seed that you've planted here, or something that you're investing in, whether it's your health, your creativity, your business, your body, it's leading to fortunate circumstances, which means that whatever you're giving your energy to, and you're loving and you're nurturing and you're not giving up and you're being patient with the process, and also being able to see through any illusions, confusion, and face your own shadows within, you know, your manifestation process and your healing process at the beginning, which is why we require balance in this field, is bringing you to something beautiful. But you have to trust your intuition, because your intuition will tell you how to get there with greater ease. For instance, your intuition will tell you when you probably shouldn't eat that thing you know is bad for you and that causes you problems later, or causes low motivation. And just listening to that and doing something that's more in line with your balance will give you more energy to maybe take on some other responsibility that you've been putting off because you've been self-sabotaging. That's one example. Okay? Or your intuition could say, ooh, go towards this. Whether it's like learning something, or talking to a person, or going to a place, whatever, there's something there for you that that is a great resource for you in your path. And if you listen to your intuition, you can receive it by just going out and finding out, but having the bravery to step into the unknown. Those are two examples of following your intuition and allowing it to just give you what it's trying to give you, okay? But in that process, we have to be aware of our fears. We have to be aware of when we're being delusional and we're not fully being present with the fact that we do have to learn certain things and be balanced. And you know what I mean? There's certain aspects where we are confused, or we're deluded and we're not seeing things clearly because we only want to see them one way. Does that make sense? So there's this energy of like really asking for assistance when it comes to helping you see through illusions, so it can help you to get through your mystery. And let your intuition guide you with whatever comes up. Okay, we have knowledge. Be confident in the knowledge that you've picked up from your past cycle, or anything that you've learned in terms of your lessons, your experiences. These are helping you move forward as well. They want you to be confident in what you know, but also be open enough to keep learning. Because we most certainly don't always know everything. And we can get really stuck trying to think that we have to control or we know the only way to do something, when all we have to do is get out of our own way and ask for assistance, and Spirit can bring us possibilities that opens our minds to something that we were not aware of. And that is how we grow and transform and ascend on our life paths. Okay, we have safe travel, saying you are safe. And look, it's the same symbol. You are safe to explore. You are safe to try things without expectation. You're safe to try things and not like them and walk away in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? You're safe to explore. You're safe to choose. You're safe to go in a direction that your intuition is calling you into. Even if it's making you... even if it goes against what your logical mind is telling you is possible. There could be a way of doing it that you haven't tapped into because you're trying to control what that looks like, or the only way of getting something done. You know, if we always live life that way, we would never learn anything. You know, that's when we feel that glass ceiling above our heads. We get stuck because we're not open enough. We're looking at things from a limiting perspective of what we already know, but there's so much that we don't. And there's so many possibilities we can tap into, and things that have never been done, and ways of doing things that just aren't in our awareness yet. And if we're open enough, we can find our way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, expect miracles, believe in them, okay? Because if you ask for help, Spirit will, or the universe, the quantum field, whatever the fuck you want to call it, will respond to you. But you have to be taking action. You can't just live in the illusion or live in the fantasy without moving towards it like you believe it. Or you have to work with your divine feminine energy by using your divine masculine to take action with the belief of what you are feeling, even if it feels mysterious. Okay, magic. You need to re-energize something is what I'm feeling. So maybe that's yourself. You need to get renewed, take a break, or you need to take a break, come back with fresh eyes when it comes to something you're creating, or there's something that needs to be re-energized. Or for some of you, there's something about balancing in your body so you have the energy to do something, because it is your magic that works with your divine feminine and acts from that place, you know, with your willpower. And maybe you just don't have the energy to do something and you have to take care of yourself at this time. Whatever it is, believe in yourself, believe in your magic, believe what you're seeing in terms of maybe you're having psychic visions of something, or you're having dreams, or you're getting lots of signs and messages surrounding something that when it comes to where your soul's meant to go. And there's this, you have to be purified and opened up to the possibility and take action towards it. So turn away. You might be turning your back on something that is, it feels like something that could really change your future. There could have been some sort of missed opportunity when it comes to something that lights you up or has lit you up in the past that you're not giving the attention that it deserves, because it is very much in line with the future that you want to create. I don't know what that means for you. What's something else? They don't want you to turn away from the fact that things are happening and shifting in your life right now. They want you to be very aware of it. You know, don't deny it, accept it, embrace it. And ask, what is it that Spirit's trying to guide you towards, especially if there are things that are falling away that are difficult. I just get the sense that there's some sort of opportunity here that you might not be fully giving your awareness to, or your, your presence to. For some of you, you could feel rejected or turned away. Somebody could have left you, and that caused an upheaval in your life. But again, if that's the case, there's something about that that was meant to push you into something else that's much more suitable for what your soul desires. And it is, in fact, an answer to your prayers, and it might not feel this way at the time. It depends on where you're at in the energy, but it will. You know, eventually you go further down the path and you see that it was a part of it. Okay, we have solitude. So yeah, there's definitely this time of solitude, independence, doing something alone, and then having to make decisions from there. And for some of you, I feel like you've had to overcome obstacles when it comes to being alone, when you maybe were more codependent. And there's this thing healing within you about finding security within yourself, finding home within yourself, trusting yourself enough to do something alone, or just to be alone in general, if this has to do with loving relationships. And you could have had enough time alone now even to kind of wake you up to the fact that you are beautiful and you're amazing and you deserve love and you deserve enjoyment and happiness, and you can absolutely have it. You just have to really feel into what it is that you want to do, but also heal your relationship to it and allow yourself to access it within. Like, you always have this choice to seek it within yourself. The happiness is in you. It's not separate. You know, we make choices that reflect that. But that's when we're going down this path, we have to see the choices we're making that reflect that we aren't choosing our happiness. Like, sometimes we're choosing someone else's happiness over ours. And we pour all of our energy into that. And sometimes it doesn't reciprocate. And we wonder why, and we build resentment. But we don't realize we keep choosing this, even though it's not balanced. And that's just one example. You know, it's like, yeah, we have decisions here. It's really coming up strongly that it's a time that you need to make a decision, no matter how great or small. What do you want to do that's going to bring you happiness, joy? What can you embrace? How can you embrace where you're at now, but also open up to shake up the energy, to do something different, to go in a direction? And most importantly, what are the choices you're making right now? Are they a reflection of your happiness? Are you choosing your happiness? You know? And how are you not? Okay, we have be spontaneous. So if something lights you up, or it seems like interesting to you, they want you to spontaneously do something about it. Whether it's like, that's interesting, and you research or you read about something, or you're walking past a shop and you get this intuitive pull into it, or to talk to somebody there, do it, you know, and it has to feel good, right? It has to feel like a safe thing for you to do. or if you need to take a break and spontaneously go somewhere, whatever it is, it could be anything. Just allow your intuition to guide you to your like inspirations and creative impulses and anything that's sort of calling out to you, because there's something there. Whether it is just, there could be a little lesson, there could be a message. Sometimes you're going about your life, okay? It seems like nothing crazy has happened, but you bump into a stranger, you have a conversation, and you get some crazy message that you had to hear in that moment from that person. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know what you're gonna get. And if you're open enough, like, things like that can happen, you know? And it might feel small, but also it could be like somebody gives you the right bit of information that sort of like suddenly kind of changes the direction or the trajectory of your life, because you get lit up by what they say, and it just feels like that green light. You know, that's why we have to interact with the realm and, you know, people. It's like in role-playing games, if you're walking down like a road, a lot of the times there's people along that road. And if you bump into them and talk to them, they can send you on little side quests or give you the right bit of information for something that you're already working towards. You know, that is exactly the same thing in this realm, you know? Like, so being really open. Yeah, and then we have miracles, and then expect miracles, things coming into your life, opportunities. You have to be just open enough and not let your mind start to take you down into the path, into the place where you feel like there's no way out, or there is no possibility, or how am I going to get something done? If you're that open, like, what you need can be given to you sort of out of nowhere, you know? And that's what we might call a miracle, a blessing. But really, it's a fucking conversation between you and the universe. Okay? Right, so let's do some keywords to help you. What you need to hear. We have open your mind, so that's confirmation, because we've been kind of saying that already. We have expect miracles, so a lot about expecting miracles. You know, instead of expecting the worst, or thinking that, you know, our mind can also like make us think worst case scenarios. It takes us to that fearful place of, you know, the worst can happen, or there's only one way something can happen, so there are no other ways. Like, really opening up, and really beautiful things can come through right when you need them, you know, or before that even. Seek counsel from a loved one. There's something about if somebody feels, there might be somebody in someone's vicinity that they really trust, and they're making a big decision in their life, and they kind of need that guidance. Allow yourself to open up to that. Ultimately, you have to choose through what makes you feel right, but we can also support each other and assist each other. And even if it's giving us, sometimes we get that extra support from someone around us that's like, fucking do it. I believe in you. And that is just enough to get us to really go, okay, I wanted to, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Honor your needs, okay? Very much. Especially if you're used to not, and honoring everyone else's needs instead, okay? We have plans for you, which tells me that your guides really want and are really in assistance with you to go towards something, a dream, or opening you up to something when it comes to love or pleasure or fun. And if you believe and you work with them and you take steps, you'll get there. And you have to be able to embrace the mystery of not knowing how everything's going to happen and when and why. You know, that is a big shadow within the tarot community of everybody wanting to know everything about what's to come. And then they get spiraled into these videos, you know, and I've been there, just so you know. I'm not judging anyone. It's just like you spiral into these videos because you get so addicted to the feeling that you get from those videos, but then you're waiting for something to happen, but you're not doing anything about it. You know what I mean? You have to keep working with the energy by using your willpower, your divine masculine, but believing in the signs and synchronicities that are guiding you towards whatever this is. We have pros and cons. Expand your horizons. Magic happens if you believe. Okay? Oh my God, no fucking way. First of all, this is a lyric. It is, this is a different deck that I've made for you guys, but it's Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson. And this is exactly the line I was hearing earlier when I said I was gonna put this in the description box. So I will have these lyrics down below, but it says, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Fuck yes. Okay, if something feels like it's really calling you and you're really excited about it, but you're afraid, they're like, fuck yes, you should explore that. Fuck yes, you should work towards that. And all you gotta do is take steps from where you're at and ask for assistance from spirit, and they will help bring opportunities to prepare you for it. And if it doesn't feel like a fuck yes, it's like a don't settle thing too. You know, let it really feel right. We have redirection. So yeah, something could be redirecting you in a new position. Don't be really open right now, because you just never know what's gonna come in and be like, whoosh, get you right where you need to be. And again, like I said, you could run into somebody, they say something, and it just fucking clicks something on, and suddenly you're going this way. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. And it just like redirects your whole life, but it gets you to where you need to be. Okay, we have clear intention. I can't believe this fucking lyric was in there. I mean, I can, because fucking magic and everything, and beautiful synchronicities, but it's pretty amazing. I love this shit. So good. Okay, time to create. And they throw these kinds of synchronicities in when they want somebody to believe. You know? They're like, believe it. Look at this crazy thing that can happen out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Or I'll say something and they'll send me a card that says exactly that. Just because they want you to see, like, yes. You know? Think before you leap. Okay? So you don't want to be so spontaneous that you're reckless or impulsive. It has to feel like a fuck yes. It has to light you up in a certain way where you're like, ooh, you know? And then sometimes we have to strategize before we make a specific leap. So it's about balance, okay? We have use your words wisely. Okay. I'm also getting, yeah, look at the bottom. Let yourself be surprised. Okay, I feel like it's telling you to use your words wisely when it comes to what you're asking for in terms of your assistance, or there's something that you're maybe expressing that needs to be like fully contemplated, or there's something about the way you're speaking or the way you're speaking to yourself that maybe is contradictory to what it is that you want. And so that's why you're not getting it. There's, you know, it's like you might be sending mixed signals to the universe, but also there's this element of don't forget to embrace the mystery. Let yourself be surprised, you know, you have to gain that trust in yourself in this conversation that you're having with the universe by asking for what you need and allowing the answers to come as they will and in ways that maybe you wouldn't have guessed. Okay? So let me just pick some quotes for you guys and then we'll be done. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. A transcendent pattern eventually emerges, which lifts one to a new vantage point, like the wings of Daedalus fashioned to escape the labyrinthine prison of his own creation. So getting to a new perspective, seeing the patterns, seeing the cycles, understanding things in a new way, and really liberating yourself from certain things when you see that they're there and that you have the control to, if it's about breaking a pattern, you know what I'm saying? Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Okay? And it's about being authentic and doing things in a way that feels right to you, not what everyone else is doing. Okay? We have, do not judge, or you too will be judged. For the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. We can be very judgmental of other people and their decisions, but when we're judging them, we're judging ourselves. We're placing judgments and limitations upon our humanness, our ability to create who we are, you know what I mean? You learn more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. It's so true. It's why not have fun? We get so much out of that, and you get to see their truth because they're in their inner child like you are, and you get to see that truth where all the masks are gone. Okay. Tricked out of our expectations, we fall back on our senses. What's astonishing is the gulf between what we expect to find and what we find when we actually look. Just releasing expectations of ourselves, of life, of everything, and just allowing ourselves to fully open up to our life paths, the universe, each other. You know what I'm saying? To anyone who is not a musician, music may be comforting, healing, and soothing, but to him who understands music, it is a living thing. It speaks to him. His soul communicates with it. So that's significant for someone. Also, music can be very healing and helpful on the path for those of you who are healing and needing that extra support. Factual information alone isn't sufficient to guide you through life's labyrinthine tests. You need and deserve regular deliveries of uncanny revelation. One of your inalienable rights as a human being should therefore be to receive a mysteriously useful omen every day of your life, And that's very true. Receiving signs and synchronicities, like I said, it's a conversation you're having with the universe. But again, we have to move with it. We have to act in this dimension. And we can't just live in the fantasy of it, or it'll never be made real. We have to manifest it with that belief that it is possible, and concentrating on the feeling that it gives us, which is that joy and fulfillment that we are feeling when we connect with it, but then transforming through the process as we work towards it, which could ultimately bring you to a place that you didn't even think of, because in the process you also find shadows and fears and doubts and other things happen. And so the journey, it becomes something entirely different, So just trust wherever you're being led here. As human beings, we are perfectly imperfect. It is through our mistakes that we learn. It is okay to make mistakes. That's what we do. It's how we learn. We don't have to hold them against ourselves. We don't have to hold them against each other. Okay? We just have to be accountable for them and move forward with them. Get the necessary information and do it differently next time, whatever it is, whatever kind of mistake it is, all right? I love you guys very much. If you guys want a reading from me, EmbodyEmpress.com. I have a Patreon if you want some weekly assistance for your human journey, and I have tons of free resources, so check that out down below. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.